We are back with another episode of the Marketing Millennials podcast. And today I'm here with Natalie Wills, the Senior Vice President of Marketing and Creative at the Expedia Group. And which is crazy because the Expedia Group is this portfolio of brands. It's just not one brand, and people might not know that. And she's running marketing campaigns through 3 brands at one time, which is insane. I don't know how she does it. And Expedia is all over the country, so she's in LA, Amsterdam, all over the world. She's from my home country of South Africa, so that makes me happy. But today, I want to welcome Natalie to the podcast. Thank you for being on.
Thanks, Daniel. Thanks for having me. And I can't believe you're from South Africa. Well, your accent doesn't give it away, but great to be in good company.
I would love to know your story of how you got into marketing and then how you got this role as this SVP of Expedia.
Sure. So probably like many other stories, it wasn't necessarily planned that I was going to get into marketing. I actually went to university and studied economics and politics. So I didn't study first a marketing degree. But when I was at university in Cape Town, I spent a lot of my summer holidays doing sort of part-time jobs in more marketing industries. So promotions and events and things like that. And I just really enjoyed being around people, and I loved the variety of the jobs that I got. And so I just really leaned in there. And then I ended up doing a postgraduate course within marketing. And then I joined actually South African Breweries, which is used to be a big brewer in South Africa before it got bought by AB InBev. And I actually joined the sales team. And I still to this day think it was the coolest job to start, because basically I just had to drive around and make sure that all the bars stocked our beers. So it was a very fun job, and a lot of networking and talking to people. But then, like with most South Africans, I was super excited to, go into the big wide world and travel more, and moved to London, which used to be quite a hot route for South Africans to go to London. And I started working there for Unilever in the global marketing team. And then continued in global marketing from there. So I always feel like I've just followed my gut and followed roles that have been super exciting. And that's taken me to Unilever, back to South African Breweries to lead Miller Genuine Draft. Then I moved to Diageo in Amsterdam, where I was leading Ciroc Vodka and some other of the reserve portfolio, so the luxury portfolio. Then during COVID, I was super keen to lean more into tech, really take my skill set forward out of consumer businesses and into more consumer, more into tech versus CPG. And I went to a company called Zalando, which is a big online fashion retailer in Berlin, in Germany. And I was there for a while during COVID, which was crazy because obviously people were just shopping online like crazy. So it was a great learning experience. And then I moved to Booking.com, actually, where I led brand marketing. And now I've been at Expedia for a year, leading marketing and creative for 3 iconic brands. So I feel it's just been a journey of leaning in, trusting my gut. And I'm super thankful to be here. I love my job and I love what I do.
I love that you took some career risks in the middle there to try something new. Even though it was consumer marketing, it was something different that you weren't used to, and you decided to do something different. That's super cool, because a lot of people think they can't make a pivot that they want when they start climbing the career ladder, and you decided to make that pivot, which is pretty cool to hear. But I want to hear about, you had 3 campaigns going on at one time right now, but I want to go to the first campaign, the hotels.com campaign. It's all in the names. So I know that campaign, and I've seen the ads for it, like playfully points out that like chicken fingers aren't actually fingers, and nobody's actually walking around with a phone for a head, playfully saying headphones, which I think is crazy. And if anybody listening, you should go look and haven't seen these ads. They're really hilarious and funny. But I wanted to ask you, like, why did the simplicity win out as the creative direction for this Hotel.com campaign?
Yeah, so actually, like, and I would love everyone to go and watch the ads, because probably when they were hearing you talking about it, they're like, what is this? What is going on here? But really, like, the idea from the campaign came literally from the literal name of Hotels.com. So I think if we think in life, there are so many things that are complicated and not really what they sound like. And actually, our real iconic name and our selling benefit is that we are exactly what we sound like. So we are Hotels.com, where you can get the best stays, the best rewards, the easiest way to book, in the simplest way, is through Hotels.com. So the idea came from, how can we really communicate to our customers or our travelers, we are the simplest way to hotel. So we worked in collaboration with an agency called Mischief, who really helped us to come up with some brave ideas. And the idea was like, well, guys, there's so many things in life that aren't what they sound like chicken fingers, like headphones, like fish fingers. And you can just see there's so many areas that you can go into with this to make it fun and localized, etc. And once we started to unpack that idea, we really thought that, wow, this is just such a real breakthrough way of creating a memorable campaign where people actually understand that Hotels.com is exactly what it says on the tin. So that's kind of where the idea came from. And so I think we're using our very literalness, in a way that is super game changing for the brand. It's only going to go great guns from here.
And I know you said in the past that like Hotels.com is built on a simple promise to make traveling easier for every time. So for the marketers listening, how do you actually get an organization like product, UX, customer service to rally around the brand promise rather than it's just living in an ad campaign?
Yeah, that's a great point. And I think at different organizations, things are, different level of collaboration, etc. But I think here, what really moves us forward is what we want to do is we really want to put the traveler first. And so what we ended up doing was we had a huge amount of consumer insight that we ran with a few partners on Hotels.com. And we spoke to a lot of travelers. We unpacked what they wanted to see from the brand. We really, really spent a lot of time in more of the strategic area, making sure that we knew we were going out with the right proposition for the brand. And during that time, product were involved, our supply team were involved. So it really was a fully collaboration-led process. And then we landed on really what we wanted our brand blueprint to be. So we landed on, a couple of key things that we wanted Hotels.com to be known for. So we want Hotels.com to be simple. We want Hotels.com to be known for having the best rewards. And obviously we want to also be known as like the hotel expert. So that was sort of the first part that we did. And it was sort of such great alignment, but also so great to hear from the travelers, to actually hear from consumers what they're missing in the complexity of booking travel today.
And I also want to go into something that you added into this campaign too, because I think you had a couple years back, you had a mascot, Captain Obvious, and then you brought it back, the Bellboy, as a new mascot. So what were the learnings of like why you decided to bring back a mascot for Hotels.com?
So I think mascots, mascots are having a new lease on life these days. We've seen some like great mascots. I mean, there's, obviously like Duolingo is the one that like comes to mind to most people, but the Duolingo owl. But we sort of feel that for hotels.com, Captain Obvious was extremely successful. And what we wanted to bring with Bellboy was a mascot that could help us drive memorability, be globally resonant, and really try and move our awareness in the right ways. So Bellboy is our savvy hotel insider. And really what we've seen is he's already super memorable. People are really loving him. He's super cute, and he's just such an iconic character, and he's really moving our brand awareness in all the right ways. So we feel like it's been a great decision, and you're going to be seeing Bellboy show up in many more places. In all of our global markets and in all of our campaigns. So we feel like it was really a step in the right direction to have something that's super memorable for hotels.com.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of brands are bringing back, because I talked to the head of revenue for Raisin Bran, Kellogg's, and they bring back Sunny for Raisin Bran, and you see that brands are bringing back, but I think it's also a character that, like, if you have a face that Subway did in the back in the day and something happens to the face, you can't really revive the face, where like a mascot you could live on for a long time. You can have that mascot, if you do it right, live on through generations and generations and generations.
Totally. And I think that the other thing is in like the world of AI, it's having a mascot is also like a really wonderful asset, because you can, have him pop up anywhere using sort of scalable tools. And so we're also really having a lot of fun with him creatively, because our creative team is really playing with a lot of the AI tools to basically develop him out further and, showcase him in a lot of new destinations and hotels and, different outfits, etc. So it's been actually really fun for our creative team to have such a brilliant piece of marketing to play with.
And it's also cool because I think part of marketing that people forget is the product is one of the best places where you can have your brand touch points. That everybody thinks it's the ads, all this stuff, but product is where marketers should be heavily involved, doing playful things like having the Bellboy show up in different parts of the app. But I also want to go, because I think I know you're trying to, because Millennials kind of grew up with Expedia, they grew up with Booking.com, yeah. they grew up with these like online travel agencies. But I know you're trying to win over like that Gen Z audience, and that Gen Z audience is seeing recommendations on TikTok. They're booking very like last minute things. They're very spontaneous when it comes to booking. So, what does hotels.com have to offer them that feels authentic to like the Gen Z audience?
Yeah, and you know what? It's actually like, I think it's super simple, because younger travelers just want more value and zero hassle. So I think what we need to do as a brand is we need to deliver tools and benefits that matter. So a simple rewards program with points, perks, discount that are genuinely useful to these people. We need to have like no blackout dates or fine print so that they feel like it's super clear and easy. I feel like features, like things that we've developed, like price alerts and AI filters to help cut through the clutter and make the booking easier. And I think one of the key things that's really important for Gen Z is transparency. So they want to actually see like real customer reviews and real pricing up front. Because I think you see a lot of brands, fall out of favor because they don't communicate in a transparent way. And then, it's very hard to get the trust back from those customers. So I think all in all, like younger travelers are pushing us to just, focus on delivering things that really matter. And we've seen with the hotels.com product, we've got a perfect product to really give that consumer what they want. And it's now all down to us to communicate it in the right way that's helpful to them.
And I also, I mean, you've done a lot with this campaign because you one went back to simplicity, and then two, then you added a mascot, but then you also refreshed the logo a little bit, and it still has like that nostalgic nod to hotels.com, but it kind of is a new sleeker version of it.
Yeah.
So how did you think about like weaving in that like heritage to feel nostalgic to older travelers, but also think about being relevant to younger ones? Like, how did you like thread that needle between both?
Yeah, so I think that I always feel like the best marketeers listen to insights and aren't afraid to bring something back that's working. Like you don't always have to like start somewhere and everything has to be new and everything has to change. And I think one of the clear things that came to us in research was there's already so much brand equity in the Bubble H logo, and people resonate with that. Logos and visual identities are just shortcuts for people to understand your brand. And so when you show up in advertising, if there's a lot of, brand equity behind that, why are we moving away from it? Because we're just going to end up spending a huge amount of money building brand equity into something else, and it's going to take ages. So when we saw that there was still a huge amount of equity in the Bubble H, we decided, you know what, we're bringing it back because people love it. We also love it. It was not the right decision to move away from it. And so we've brought it back. And it's not exactly the same. So we've modernized it, and we've developed a full visual identity refresh where we have obviously the Bellboy. We have, some beautiful new iconography and motion, etc. We worked with a wonderful agency called Buck to help us deliver that. And it just really felt like when we saw the visual identity all together with the new Bubble H, it just felt like super right for the brand. And yeah, we can see that it's already working. It just clicks.
One thing I also wanted to ask, for people who are doing like brand refreshes and let's say new ad, cool and out of the box ad campaigns, how did you go about vetting agencies? Like what is the process of picking that right partner to work with?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, and I'm very fortunate in that I've worked with a lot of agencies, and I kind of know which ones who are strong at what. But I think the very important thing is you need to obviously first be very clear on the scope and what you want people to deliver, because I think that a lot of the mistake is that people go to agencies that maybe it's not necessarily their strength, but based on your scope, you can obviously find agencies that are the perfect match to that. And what we often do is we will do sort of chemistry sessions with agencies to make sure that we feel that not only they can deliver the work, but also that we feel like we get on with them and the team can work with them. Because obviously, even though it's marketing and it's not ER, you still obviously sometimes have deadlines and pressure situations, and you want to make sure that it's not only the great work, but the people are there in your team and it feels like an extension of your team. So often we'll do chemistry sessions, then obviously we'll make sure that the financials work, etc. And then we'll select the partner based on who's the best fit for the job. And then I think that's obviously when the hard work starts, because then you as a team has to make sure that you make that agency successful. So you spend a good amount of time with them, onboarding them, getting to them to understand the brand as much as we do. And then we work with them like they're an extension of our team. And sometimes if it doesn't go well, I mean, then, that's not a bad thing. I think that often brands are very quick to swap agencies, but they don't tend to sit and actually have a proper evaluation and chat from both sides in terms of what was working, what wasn't working. So I think that's what I'm very passionate about, is making sure that we're also good clients to agencies, and we're making sure that we're giving them a clear feedback. And if something is not going to plan, that we raise our hands and talk about it there and then.
Yeah, and and the industry is smaller than people think when it comes
Totally.
to where you work. So if you that bad partner to agencies talk, and then also on the other side, brand leaders talk. So
Yeah.
if you're working with someone who's like not nice or doesn't feel an extension or isn't delivering what you think. But I think you made also a great point is I think if you as a sometimes you have to take a step back as a brand and evaluate yourself and say, did I, as a brand, deliver the right direction to this agency to deliver what
Totally.
we think? I think a
Yeah.
lot of people just say, "Oh, be bold and here," instead of
Yeah.
like really going down into the weed, giving concrete examples, saying exactly what you want to feel like, having that set up before you go approach the agency with this brief.
Yeah, totally. And I think that often, like, I mean, I remember there were days that I was working in companies where we would never even put the budget on the agency brief. And then you sort of would get things that were completely out of budget. And, you'd have to talk to the agency and, make sure that they brought the costs down, etc. And it's just the more information that you can give is, that's being a great client. Give a brief that's super clear. So all the parameters are clear and the agency can obviously scope to that. And I think that's one of the key aspects of being a great client, plus being able to deliver great feedback. Because I sometimes think, I mean, I've had a lot of learnings here as well, but often we collect feedback from every single person in our team, and often that's not the right approach because obviously then we're just giving multiple opinions in a feedback document, right? So really feedback is super important to give the agency the clarity that they need to move forward.
I also do truly believe that guardrails and constraints are the best thing for creativity, because you need the constraint of budget to think outside the box. Even if you can push a little bit, that constraint to say that here's the top line, don't go over this, it makes people think
Yeah.
deeper. And then the guardrails of what you want it to be and not want it to be make the whole process so much easier to be creative, except because then it's heading toward the right direction. I also want to go into, which is crazy, is you did this campaign with Hotels.com, a brand refresh, an ad, a a new mascot, but you also have two other brands under
Yep.
you, which is Expedia and Vrbo. So you want to go into like what are some other things you're doing at the same time, and how also what does it look like balancing a portfolio of brands versus just working on one brand at one time?
Yeah. So, first of all, to unpack the first part of the question. So, on Expedia, which is such a beautiful, iconic brand, that brand has also had we've just launched a big campaign on Expedia. It actually started at the beginning of the year where we did a partnership with Mattel and the character Ken, because the most important proposition that we want people to get across on Expedia is the one-stop shop for all your travel needs. So we thought it was an absolutely perfect character to use Ken, because he has never left Malibu, and he is a nervous traveler and he wants to go and explore the world. And using him to show how simple it is to use Expedia, and how Expedia has everything you need in one place, was just a really easy hack for us to show to consumers that anyone can travel, anyone can book, anyone can use Expedia to go places. So we launched our new brand proposition, which is the one place you go to go places, with Mattel and Ken, in January of this year. And actually, the ad has already got 500 million views on YouTube. It's been such a success, and we were the most viewed ad in the Super Bowl weekend. And then off the back of that, we have a number of other compelling stories that are launching throughout actually last week and this week, which focus on different reasons to buy with Expedia. So look out on YouTube for those. And we've also launched a really cool AI generated platform, which we're going to be using in more paid social and CTV formats, which is called Bundle It All. So encourage you to just have a look on YouTube on those too. So with Expedia, the difference is we have sort of a plethora of products on Expedia. We have everything from cars to hotels to vacation rentals to attractions to insurance. And so we need obviously a much bigger creative inventory to be able to explain all of those things. So we've got a lot going on with Expedia. Then on Vrbo, I don't know if people know this, but Vrbo is actually 30 years old this year. So it's actually like the OG of vacation rentals. And it is a beautiful brand because most of the homes on Vrbo they all whole homes. So lots of people don't know that about Vrbo, but basically it's a place where you can get the best quality vacation rentals. And what we want to drive with Vrbo is it's surprise-free vacations. So one of the insights that we have is a lot of the time with vacation rentals, people show up and the property looks nothing like the pictures. Maybe the pictures were taken 10 years ago. I don't know. Maybe you don't know. Like it's not as clear as hotels with vacation rentals. And so one of the insights we had there is with Vrbo, where we have a very strict policy of onboarding hosts that are showing properties that are exactly what they look like. And if that doesn't happen, we have this wonderful product called Vrbo Care. And if something goes wrong, we'll basically move you to a better property at our cost. So what we wanted to get across in our new campaign that we launched this last month was it's literally the only drama you have with a Vrbo is the drama that you invite. So think about we've got some very funny stories in there, like you're going away with friends and there's always that one friend who pretends to be a chef and maybe he's not a chef, or you're going away with your family and there's that one person that's an influencer and they're trying to take pictures of the food. And so we've got a lot of funny human stories talking about how the Vrbo is perfect and we want your holiday to be perfect and the only drama is the drama you invite. So we've also got a lot going on with Vrbo. So,
well, 30 years old is crazy. I did not know it was 30 years old. They the OG before the Airbnb, before everything else. And I do agree, the Airbnb experience, I had to get off of Airbnb because every single time I book, it was not something I expected. I had hotels are probably one of the most reliable sources of
that's something most of the time, and especially I think that's why a lot of customers also like to book hotel chains, because once you've stayed at one, you kind of know what you're going to get with the next one. So I think with vacation rentals, it's such an amazing property type and I think it really started booming over COVID, right, when everyone was wanting to stay in vacation rentals. And it's such a wonderful property type. It needs to be managed differently. And so I think we're very proud of the inventory we have on Vrbo and the way that our hosts treat the guests. And so, we're trying to get across that, if you Vrbo, use Vrbo. It's the best choice for surprise-free, drama-free vacations.
So having three brands, how are you sharing insights between each brand, and how are you, I know we asked this before, but how do you plan out the calendar so you're not having to do all, I know you're stacking these campaigns, but not all, you have to get all these deadlines at the same time. So how are you managing this portfolio?
Yes. It has been a busy few months, I'm not going to lie. But I think that where we're strong is each of the brands has a very clear geo framework, the markets in which they operate in, because a lot of the brands like Hotels.com is very big internationally, not only in the US. So we have clarity on where each brand plays. We have clarity in terms of what each brand's strategy is. They have all also very different media strategies. And then I also have a very good team that is dedicated to specific brands. So it's not only me. My goodness, I have a wonderful team of people that obviously bring all of this amazing work to life, and they are dedicated in the different brand teams. And in terms of like the calendar, really the thing that drives when we launch things is key booking periods and when travelers are looking for specific inventory. So sometimes you just got to burn the midnight oil and get things out the door, so that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, and most of, I mean, all three of them probably have the same moments of when people
Pretty
are
much.
booking. Yeah, so
Pretty much. Pretty much. But then I think that there's a lot of, I mean, obviously we're only talking about the campaign ads here, but there's a lot of other things that go into it, right? We have a significant performance marketing team. We have an incredible CRM team. We do a lot of product work on our owned and operated. We have organic social. So, when we launch a campaign, it's not just a TV ad. It's really like a full suite of assets that are designed specifically to be channel native across the whole ecosystem of where this product is going to launch.
I know you said a little bit that you're integrating AI into your products. I know Hotels.com has a chatbot feature, and like a planner feature. But I want to know how you also empowering your team to use it internally for themselves and as a marketing team use AI and how it's in your workflows today.
Yeah, so I just think it's such an exciting time. I'm not on the scary AI camp. I'm definitely in the exciting AI camp because I think that in our marketing team, we're really using AI to boost creativity while really helping us to transition processes. Like we enhance quality, we increase scale, we save time, we reduce costs. So there's so many great examples where we're using it. And I think the thing that I've been so proud of is so many people in my team are embracing things. And we have such a wonderful experimentation culture where, we're experimenting with different creative tools all the time. And I just think it's super exciting and cool to see people getting so excited about the fact that they can do so many things now. It obviously doesn't negate the need to have such a great creative team. I think that there's I really feel like human in the loop is really important. And I think that now where we're going is you just have more ways to produce things. So whereas AI is sort of like just another avenue you can look at. And based on the brief, it may be that you film something in a traditional way. It may be that you use creators to bring your concept across. Or it may be that the AI is super good and we've got like amazing tools that we can use AI and scale, and it's going to be a compelling piece of advertising. So I think it's just, where is the brief and how we sort of produce that piece of content is up to my creative team to decide. But we're using it throughout the creative organization. And then obviously on product, we're using AI to sort of personalize, as I've discussed we've got sort of AI filters. We've got there's more examples that I can share where we have property price insights. So this shows travelers like how their chosen dates compare to historical averages. So I think the way we're using AI in products is just to make the product a lot more user friendly and for people to sort of find what they're looking for like much quicker. It's just, I think, an exciting time all around on AI.
One other question about AI is I know a lot of travelers are now searching on like these LLMs like Gemini, Claude, Chat to find trips. How are you thinking about Hotels.com showing up in those places when people are searching for or planning trips on chatbots?
Yeah, so I think we obviously have like a great team that works on partnerships with all of the big AI platforms. So we were first mover with ChatGPT. We were first mover with Perplexity. So we have a partnership team that lead sort of all of the negotiations and discussions and our product integration with AI tools. So that's something that's top of mind. But something I think that is becoming increasingly more important is in the age of AI, your brand awareness and your brand's trust is going to be so important. Because if you're spending a lot of money on a holiday, you want to know that you're booking with someone that if something goes wrong, you can give them a call and say, help me, So I think one of the key things that's coming out of the, plethora of AI conversations that are happening is brand awareness is super important. And that is one of the key aspects is trust. How can we make sure that our products are known as being super trustworthy and our travelers feel that they are coming back to book with us because they know that if something goes wrong, we will help them. And so ultimately, I think that brand marketing is going to become even more popular because in the age of AI, you need to stand out. And making sure that your brand is top of mind to consumers is going to be super important.
Yeah, I'll even double click. I 100% believe brand marketing is having a revival era of it's because you need not only for to stand out, but also the standing out helps you get mentioned all over the place in press and in all these sources, and that helps you show up even more in AI searches, and because that's what AI is looking for, the recency of trustworthy sources saying your brand is doing something great. I think that's super important. Lastly, I want to ask you is, and I ask everybody on this podcast, is what is a marketing hill you would die on?
Oof. Oh my goodness. Don't think I'd die on any marketing hill. Probably something that
maybe you can fall down the hill. You don't have to.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Something I'd fall down the hill on is something I'm really passionate about is I feel in so many organizations, brand and performance are completely split and siloed. And it drives me nuts because those channels are so important to work together, right? So your performance marketing improves if your brand marketing improves. If you have done a huge amount of great brand marketing and showed how quality your product is, and then on performance you posting a whole lot of low quality junk, it's you're just working against each other. So I think probably something that I would roll down the hill on is start bringing those teams more together. Yes, it's a different message that you're going to communicate in many of those channels. Obviously, one is much more conversion versus one is more awareness and brand equity building, but they need to work together in order for the brand as a whole to succeed. So that's probably my roll down the hill.
Yeah, and to me, all marketing is technically performance marketing. Brand marketing is just like a long-term performance marketing channel where performance marketing, traditional performance marketing is let's get that direct sale, let's have guaranteed distribution of what we need right now. But the brand, you have to hedge your bets for a year down the line, 18 months down the line, 2 years down the line, where you need to still be relevant. And if you're only doing performance marketing, it's hard to do that.
Totally. But it's amazing at how many organizations even have them completely separate.
It's crazy. I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
And I hear performance marketers hating on brand marketers where if you just see what they're doing and there's so many great things that they're doing that you could use in your performance that could make you better. And also, if you have great attribution, you could tell that those moments that brand marketing are doing things is helping have awareness in channels you didn't have awareness, and that halo effect it's just crazy to me. But thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited to see more things come out of all three of these brands you're working on. And if Expedia acquires five other brands, I'm excited to see that too.
Then I
But
need
I'm
five
excited.
more of me.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, and I
Thank you so
appreciate it.
much. It was great to be here. Thanks so much, Daniel.